This is the Jocko Underground Podcast number 203. Sitting here with Echo Charles, and we have received quite a number of questions from you, the troopers, in the field.
Yep.
And we will provide, to the best of our abilities, answers, possibly, recommendations, guidance, or at a minimum, some courses of action that you can follow in order to move forward. And that's what we're doing. Let's get into it.
All right, first question. Hi, Jocko. I won the lottery a few years ago in my state. Literally won the lottery.
Ciao.
Not the, any other kind of, the real lottery. Okay, long story short, there are family members and friends coming out of the woodwork asking me for money. They ask for loans and also just asking me for money directly. I'm fully aware that they believe I don't deserve this money and that it was all one big freebie. 2 relationships that I've had are already completely gone because of this, just from me saying no. And a few are strained at the moment. Part of me doesn't mind, but how do you suggest I handle my situation when people that are close to me, and others not so close, ask me for money, loans, and or quote-unquote help in my situation?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, congratulations, I guess, right? Winning the lottery. Good job. And that being said, have you not heard of like all these kind of, I don't know if they're urban legends, but I don't think they're just urban legends that like people win the lottery and everything goes to shit in their lives. Have you heard that kind of urban legend before?
From my understanding, all the people that talk about it, it's a factual thing. So they do like the study on like lottery winners and stuff. And yeah, I think it's like 80-something% of them. Yeah, they're worse off after a certain amount of time.
All right, so it sounds like you might be feeling just at least a little bit of that, right?
Starting to, yeah.
So I think just out of the gate, like setting boundaries and just telling everyone no, sort of is kind of what you're going to have to be, and get that reputation out there where people just, bro, you give money to one person, they're all coming for it. Maybe too late for that. You might have already given it, you loaned your mom some, you loaned your brother, and then your brother's friend came over, and then his brother's friend's sister was also in a kind of a bad situation, and it was just a few $1,000. You see what I'm saying? You know where this goes. And so I think that's one of the best things to do. It's a little late right now, probably, but you can still start being like, yeah, no, I can't give away any more money. Like, nope. And you don't even that reason, you don't even need to give a reason. So, when someone asks you for something and you say no, and then you give them a reason, it's almost like that reason that you give is something that they can negotiate with.
Right. Feels like.
So, hey, do you mind if we come by tonight? Well, no, not tonight, because I've got the my daughter's practice I'm picking her up. Well, we can come over after that. You see what I'm saying? As opposed to like, no, right. You can't. And so, look, you're going to go through a little bit of a little bit of people go, I can't believe you won't give me any money. But fine. So that's something that you can do is, definitely no beating around the bush. No money. Another thing that you could do, and again, I've never been in this scenario, but invest the money kind of in like a relatively public kind of way where, you say, actually, no, I can't give any money right now because I bought this and I bought that and I have this business going and I have this property over here. So I don't have any money to give away. Again, you're kind of programming yourself a reason, and they'll go, if you can buy that business, you can give me a few thousand type stuff. So again, I don't know if that's the best, you're basically tying up your money or you're giving yourself a reason. But again, the warning around that is when you have a reason, people will be like, well, I can still wait until next month. Or what about when, you know what I mean? They'll be there for you. You can also maybe, and again, this is something I've not been through, maybe put the money into some kind of a trust or like an executor who controls it. And that way, when someone's like, hey, can I borrow some money? It's like, no, I don't even manage that money. What do you mean you don't manage them? Yeah, I gave it to this company. They manage all the money. I don't touch it. Why'd you do that? Because it's too crazy. I don't know what to do with it. I'm too young. I'm too dumb. I'm too immature. Too many people are asking me for it, and I just didn't want to deal with it anymore, so I don't touch it anymore. Well, where'd you get money for that new Ford F-350? Well, they allotted me a certain amount of money for a vehicle, and I got the vehicle. Well, where'd you get the money for that boat that you bought? Well, they gave, I set aside money for the boat, but, that's where I'm at. Well, where'd you get the money for the ATV that you brought? I ask them, and they give me what they allot me, but one thing they're not allotting me is to give money away, so no. So kind of cutting yourself out of it, you know what I mean? Kind of cutting yourself, going, look, somebody else manages that money now. And by the way, that's probably a smart thing to do.
Yeah, it feels like.
As long as you find a trustworthy person. But if you find a trustworthy person that can manage your money, they'll put it into good stuff, and you won't have to worry about it. And you say, no, I don't even touch that money. That money that I want, it's not my money anymore. It's in the trust. What's a trust? It's a place where I can't touch it and give it away and spend it all on dumb shit. But what do you mean dumb shit? You need to live it up a little bit. I'm living fine. I got a house. I got my truck. I got my ATVs. That's all I'm getting. So if you want money from me, if you want to hang around with me to get my money, you're hanging around with the wrong person. You're better off going down to the local pub and see if you can get someone to buy you a beer, because I ain't buying beer. It's a bummer, man. When you get this kind of money and people find out, then it's like they're coming after you. It's a bummer to hear that. I'd love to tell you if someone wants to borrow money from you, cool, get terms and, get interest, but like they don't give a shit. You ain't going to see that money again.
Yeah.
So, you could say, I'm going to put your house for collateral. What are you going to take their house from them?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
make it worse.
Make it worse. Make their life worse. Make your life worse because now you're an asshole even bigger. You know what I mean? So, listen, I think all this being said, I think the situation here is you just say no. Nope. No, don't loan money. Nope, I don't give money away. What do you mean? You gave Jennifer, $12,000 last year for her new deck. Yep, I know, and that's why I can't do it anymore. Because it was a new deck there, and it was a boat over there, and it was a college fund for this kid over there, and I'm not doing it anymore. Nope. There's that thing again. I think that's the best thing is it's from you. I think that's better than the accountant, better than the executor, better than the money's already invested. Is just the solid no. I think that's the best way to go. Again, I've not been in this situation before, but let's make you not the statistics of things getting worse. Let's make you the statistic of, yep, you look up in 10 years, maybe you got a new set of friends, because maybe some of these people don't, the only reason they want to hang around with you is because you got money. So maybe you got a new set of friends in 10 years. And, I had a guy tell me one time, like, everyone's going to want something from you. Yeah. And I was kind of like, I didn't really understand. And he said, no, everyone's going to want something from you. I was kind of like, that's really? And then I wouldn't say everybody wants something from me, but a lot of people do want something from me.
You understood what he was talking about.
I understand it now. I can see like, oh yeah, people want something from you. And again, this is like being in the military. Like when I became an officer, it's like, oh, people are going to want stuff from you. Well, I don't know, man. I'm just one of the boys. No, guess what? You're not just one of the boys. They want this, they want that. So you got to pay attention to it. And I think in a scenario like this, man, as Nancy Reagan once said, just say no. I think that's what we got to do.
Yeah. And even then, that's not easy,
No, it's definitely not easy.
Because, you're kind of, it's crazy, right? What money does and is and whatever. So especially free money or perceived free money that's really the deal, because you just say unilaterally from the beginning, across the board, right? From the beginning, no. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, you didn't even earn that money. Maybe they don't say that, but like that's their feeling, right? You didn't earn that money. You got it as one huge, abundant freebie. And it's like, what, you're that greedy, like that you're just like, you got all this stuff not earned, and then now you just want to hoard it all for yourself. That's the thought, right? And and you just watch people who you're literally like the day before, like it's one of your best people, friend, family, whatever, and then now they're just not. You didn't do anything to them. Whew, it's crazy, man.
By the way, you know what's interesting is, you know how many people, if you take a rich person, just a rich person, and you know whatever they did, however they end up with a good amount of money. They're driving a very expensive car. They have 3 expensive cars, let's say. 3 expensive cars, and they have 3 sick houses, and they live in kind of a mansion. If you ask 10 people if that individual deserves that money, I say 7 out of 10 say, you didn't deserve all that. So that is a little excerpt of what we are doing on the Jocko Underground podcast. So if you want to continue to listen, go to jockounderground.com and subscribe. And we're doing this to mitigate our reliance on external platforms, so we are not subject to their control. And we're doing this so that we can support the Jocko podcast, which will remain as is, free for all, as long as we can keep it that way. But we are doing this so we don't have to be under the control of sponsors. And we're doing it so we can give you more control, more interaction, more direct connections, better communications with us. And to do that, we're building a website right now where we'll be able to utilize to strengthen this legion of troopers that are in the game with us. So thank you. It's jockounderground.com. It costs $8.18 a month. And if you can't afford to support us, we can still support you. Just email assistance@jockounderground.com and we'll get you taken care of. Until then, we will see you mobilized underground.